Hi guys, now we are to end this video. Now we are gonna discuss the most important topic of this video, which is oops, and we are gonna cover the classes and the second chapter of this video. We have been postponing it for a while now. Let me show you the content. We are gonna cover abstract classes, static classes, inner classes, wrappers, and this and that, which all the jargon that makes you feel like you don't know anything about programming. But we are gonna cover it in a very realistic way. We are gonna talk the realism and we are gonna make it good. Okay, now we'll be coding and we'll be talking theoreticals. We are also gonna cover classes and objects and everything. So just hang in there, get yourself excited, get yourself a cup of coffee, whatever you need. I am already high on coffee. I've drank too much today, so I won't be joining you with a cup of coffee, but you should, okay? Go get yourself a cup of coffee. Okay. So now what are we so let's open up our Visual Studio Code and let's write a new file, completely new file. Okay, okay. So we are gonna name this file. What should we name this file? Okay. Let's see. Okay. My favorite name, test.java. Okay, this is test.java. Okay, this has created one class in it. Okay, so this is a class. Now, what a class is? These keywords means we are defining a blueprint. Now, everyone talks a class is a blueprint. Now, what a blueprint is? Okay, uh, so what it is we define how we want to store data, okay, and what sort of behavior that data will possess. That is what a blueprint is. Okay, for example, let's create something else. Okay, let's create another class. Let's create a class name as human. Okay, so we are using, for now, hang in there. I'll tell you what this public and everything means. Okay, we are going to create another class which is going to be human. Okay, you see, this is another class we have created. Human. Okay. This always gives me an error. I don't know why it gives me an error and all. Okay. My bad. Why am I using a public inlet? Yeah. So we have created a class public. We have created this human file in here. Okay. Human class. Now, a human will have a name. So will have a name. Will have a name something. Okay. He also will have a age. So the human will have a age. And what else? What else do you guys have? Okay. You might have what else do human have? Maybe okay. For now, okay. Let's keep it this. Okay. Now what a human can do. Okay, this is a human, okay? This is a blueprint that he'll have a name, he'll have a age, okay. He may be into a relationship or something. Okay. Well, create a bool. Okay, let's see. Boolean relationship. Is he in a relationship or not? Okay, this is a relationship. Okay, if he is in a relationship or not. Okay, so we are doing this. Okay, this is some data. Okay, so anything regarding to that particular group. Okay, consider class as a group. Okay, for example, consider students. Students. It is a general term. Okay, that you are a student. You can be a student of anything. You can be a student of CS. You can be a student of anything. It's just a general way of categorizing. Okay, uh, you can back propagate to it. For example, you can think of human as a person, but when some humans share the same trait, we call it a class. Okay, when there is some when there is generalization, when we can generalize something, we call it class. Okay, this is what happens in real world. For example, we if we study, we all are students. So student is a class, and it have members. Members are students which study. So students is a class and it have a member. A particular student is a member of a class, which is students. So this is what happens in real life. But in computer programming, we create a class and we create objects from it. Okay. So what here is happening is we are creating this human class. Okay. It have a data. It have data. For example, it have a data that is name. Okay. It have integers. For example, we have created here. We have created name, age, relationships. Okay. Now going ahead, human also perform some actions. Okay, so uh, For example, if you ask someone what is your age, they tell them age. Okay, so we know how to create methods. So he'll can it won't return anything. It is just gonna be like this. So it's gonna be age. Okay, so void age. Okay, now one thing, you can't repeat the same thing. What's so I'll go like what's your, okay, let's use camel case. Upper camel. Okay, what's your age? Okay, we have created a function. What's your age? Okay, whenever you whenever you ask a human, he'll return his age. No, he'll tell that I am this many years old. Okay, so you can do like for example, you say you'll return. What will you say? You'll say that I am this many years old. So computer will tell you that I am this many years old. Now we are using this keyword over here. Okay, this keyword. We're going to talk about this using Java T point. For now, just remember that this keyword returns the current state of that particular object. Okay, once we create an object for this human class, okay, once we create a human from this human class, okay, this will return this particular keyword. Whenever we use this keyword here, it will return the current state of it. Okay, for example, if I create two humans from it, one is Ayush, other is for example say Harif. Okay, one is Ayush, other is Harif. Ayush is 19 years old, Harif is 21 years old. Okay, if we create two humans from this particular class, and whenever I call this, if I call what's your age for Ayush, it is gonna return 19. Okay, because that particular variable stores what? Uh, that particular variable. Oh, what am I saying? Okay, calm down, Avish, calm down. Okay, now Ayush's age is stored somewhere. So Ayush's age's state is 19. So it is gonna return 19. But when I call this same function for Harif, it's gonna return what? It is gonna return me the age of Harif, which is 21. Okay, now first let's talk about constructor. Constructor is a function in class that initiates the human. For example, we have this name here, age here, relationship. Okay, but how can we store value in this? So the most common way, the better way is we call a constructor on it. Construct For calling a constructor, you just create a function with human name, but you don't have to you don't add a return type. Okay, constructor never returns anything. So you don't need to type in here. Even if you type here int, it's gonna say you have created a function. You have created a method with the constructor name. So you just call human, and you can take arguments into it. Okay. For example, I'm gonna take arguments. First is gonna be a string, which I'm gonna call name, name one. Okay. Okay, let's call it name. You can call it anything. Okay, it's just a constructor. So you can call anything. The best practice is to call whatever you have here to ask for this here. Okay, that's the best practice. Okay, Boolean relation. We can't say anything. Okay, now we are gonna store this into here. So we are gonna use this because remember we have to use that state, current state. We have to store this value in the current state of that object. Okay, so we are gonna say this dot name equals to name. Terminate this. This dot age equals age. This dot relationship. Now see, just for intelligence, we use this. Now this dot relationship is gonna be equal to that relation. Okay, we have called here. So now what I can do now is I have created a class human. Okay, where we have a constructor. Constructor is something that initializes the class. Okay. Now, what constructor is gonna do? It's gonna ask me for a name, a age, and a relationship status for a person, and that it's gonna store in a variables for class. Okay. So this is test. I am gonna do what I'm gonna do is I'll say that okay. First of all, we need a main function here. Public void main, and again, it did the same thing. I don't know why. Why my intelligence hates me. Okay, so let's create an object. Okay, it's gonna be of human type, and I'm gonna say my human name is Ayush. Okay, I am gonna name this variable Ayush, and it's gonna be new human. And you see, when I say human, it refers to this class, and it is starting with this function. Okay, it's asking me the name, age, and relationship. Okay, so here the name is Ayush. Okay, age of me is 19, and relationship status. I am not interested. So since it's a Boolean, I should return false. Sometimes zero works, sometimes it doesn't work. Some languages support zero and one, some don't. Okay, what is the spelling for false? Relationship false. Yeah. So you can see Ayush, a human named Ayush is created. Now I'm gonna create another one. Let's go to my good friend of mine, that is Harif. Hi Harif, bro, how are you? So it's gonna be okay. It's a string. I've always used double quotes with the string. RF, he is also 19. I think he's 20, but I don't know. And is also not in a relationship. Okay. So we have two ones. Okay. For the sake of the video, let's make him in a relationship. Okay. Guys, don't worry. So there are two humans now from the class this. Okay. They both share the same trait. Okay. Now, when I call Ayush, okay, let's just call Ayush. Okay, I want to ask Ayush what is his, what is his age. So here we go. What's your age? What your okay? It should be what's your age? Okay, what's your age? And I'm gonna do the same for Harif. Harif dot what's your age? Now, what should be the values? Okay, okay. Let's make Harif a little bit older, so that it returns the thing. Okay, now remember I told you that this keyword returns the current state of the object. Okay, now this object's current state is 19, false and false. Okay, so it's going to return the current state of the object. Okay, just to be clear, we are going to create another one. We are going to go change relationship status. Change relation. Okay, okay, so it's going to take an input. It's going to take a boolean relation. Okay, it's gonna go this dot relationship equals relation, and okay, I got to use equals. Okay, so now what it is doing is it is gonna take a parameter that what is the current relation, what is the new relationship status of it, and it's gonna store it in the relationship. Okay, so let's print first of all, let's print the ages for Ayush and Harif. Okay, it's gonna okay. Why my build failed? I don't know. Mean, what is it? Void human test dot main. What is this? What did I do wrong? What is it? Why is it not running? Just a second, guys. Let me figure it out. The importing of the classes into other classes. So what I have done is I have get back to our human.java file which we have used before. Okay, so I have created the same human class over there, and I am using the main function for that class only. Okay, so I'm not importing a class into another class. I'm not extending or anything. Okay, so now we are printing the age of this. Okay, it is working. Okay, let me just make it a little clearer for you. So what I am gonna do is I am gonna do backslash n. You all know why we use it. We use it to get into a new line. Okay, so just it's gonna work now. Let me see. Okay, after that also a backslash. To backslash n. Yeah, this should do it. Okay, let's remove the front backslash n. It's of no use. Yeah, you can see it's printing 19 and 21. 19 is for Ayush and 21 is for Arif. Okay, so we are gonna say we are gonna create one more function which is gonna be void change void what's your relation. Okay, and I'm gonna go. I'll ask you. You gotta return. What's your relation to her? What's your relation? And we are gonna say system.out. We're just gonna print the current relationship status of that person. Okay, print ln why are you this dot relation. Okay, so it's gonna return the current state of it. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, uh, let's check for Ayush first, and then we are gonna do for Harif. Okay, let's comment this. Let's go for Ayush dot what's your relation? Not what's your age, what's your relation? Okay, and then we are gonna go. We are gonna change your change the relationship status for Ayush. So we are gonna say change relation, and I'm gonna say true. Okay, and then we are gonna say what's Ayush's what's your relation now? Okay, so here what is happening? Ayush is a single, happy guy. He enjoys his life, and what happens then? He finds a girl. He gets involved, and he makes his life very sad and bad. So let's happen. Let's see what happens. Okay, so first he's printing that no, I am happy. I don't have a relationship. Then it's printing, I got a relationship. So this happens. Okay. So this keyword actually prints the current state of that variable. Okay. Now let's see for Harif. Harif is already in a relationship. So, you know, he is already messed up. If you see, yeah, Harif. This is Harif and he's already in a relationship. So he's messed up. Okay. Harif goes through a breakup and he sets his relationship status to be false. Okay. Like, no, I am not in a relationship anymore. So what's Harif's relationship now? Harif dot what's your not age, it's your relation. Okay, what's your relation? Okay, my bad. It should be change relationship to false. Ayush grows from happy to sad. Harif grows from sad to happy. Okay, now you have learned. Okay, so in this fun part, what we have covered what classes are, how to create objects. Objects are just the, just a single person for that class. Okay, we have students as multiple general equations for them, and for that, a particular thing is for everyone. Okay, now we have talked about basics of it. We have talked about this keyword. We have talked about the state of an object. Okay. We have talked about the constructor for it. Okay. Now let's talk about okay. What else do we need to talk about? Okay, let's talk about methods in Java. Okay, we have talked about it, but let's just go over it once again. Okay, for a method, you got to tell what its access specifier is, what its return type is, what's the name of the method is, and the parameters and the method body or method signature. Here you can see it is returning nothing. It's not returning anything. So we are returning void. This is the name. Okay, let's talk about this one. Okay, it's returning nothing. It's the name of the method. It's the parameter type. Okay, it's gonna take a parameter that is gonna be a boolean, and this is the signature or the method of the or the body of this method. Okay, this is what methods look like. You can provide more arguments or you can't provide more arguments. If you don't know how many arguments you are going to get, you can use, or you can always use a list of strings that is going to be args, and then you can query using 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay, for every arg in this list you can do this. Okay, if you are a shell guy, if you have ever written in shell, you must have seen that we write we write like this python 3 main dot py, and or maybe you are hacking guy, you must know that nmap fn Then we provide some IP address to it, like 192 point something something something. So this what it takes this for this function, it looks for first this argument, then this argument. Okay, so this is a different topic. If you want to know about it, we'll talk about it also. So this is how simple oops work. Okay, now let's talk about let me check the syllabus first. Okay, so we have talked about this keyword. Okay, let's talk about super first, and let's talk about access controllers because they are easy. Then we'll go to into abstract classes and all. Okay, let's talk about the super keyword. Okay, okay. Before super, we have got to talk about inheritance. Okay, I forgot that. We got to talk about inheritance. Let's see, inheritance. It's such a fancy word, right? Inheritance. Okay, we all know that we all are gonna inherit the wealths of our fathers, but what does that mean? Okay, it means getting some feature. You not only inherit your father's wealth, but you also inherit his traits. Okay, how he eats, how he talks. You inherit those features as well from your parents, how you behave. Okay, so what inheritance means? Inheritance means acquiring property from your parents. Okay, first let's talk about some terminology about inheritance. Terminologies is class. We all know what a class is. Now let's talk about child class. Child class means the class which inherits from his father. It's also known as subclass. Okay. A parent class means the class which is getting inherited, and superclass is also a type of parent class. These names are used interchangeably. Okay, parent and super and sub and child. So reusability means we are reusing those features. We don't have to write them again and again. Okay. So I think we should write a code and then we'll know more about it. Okay. Okay. So here we have created this human class. Now we have created a human class. Okay. Let's just take this out from here. Control X. Hopefully this works. It have given me errors in past. I don't know. I am more of a Python guy. You know, everything is so simple in Python to type and everything. No curly braces and everything. Also, I am into Dart and all. So okay, we are gonna create a new class. We are gonna say class. Let's call this class as employees, or let's call this class as students because students is what we are. Okay, we have created a students class. Now what inheritance, okay, I haven't talked about types of inheritance. Let's talk about that first. Okay, so inheritance means we are taking features from your from a parent. Okay, now we can take now sometimes we say that he's all gone on his father. Okay, so that is a type of a single inheritance, means he's just taking traits from one class. Okay, like here class A is taking all the methods from class B. Okay, whatever is in class B's method, it's taking it. Okay, that is single because there is only one parent. Where there is only one parent, there is a single inheritance. But then comes multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance means you might have some of traits from your grandfathers, right? So there are more than two classes involved. Like B have the traits from class C and A have traits from class B. Then comes hierarchical. Okay, you might have half of your traits are from your mother, half of your traits are from your father. So that is like you can inherit both classes B and C. Okay, you are A, your father is B, and your mother is C. So you can inherit from both of them. Okay. Now, sometimes your mother can have two childs. Okay, half of her. Okay, so you and your brother, they both will have same traits as your mothers or your fathers. Okay, and then comes hybrid. Okay, hybrid is like okay, it's more of like how many of you have watched Game of Thrones? House Targaryen. Okay, let's talk about Jamie and Cersei. Okay, this is Tywin. This is Tywin Lannister. This is Cersei Lannister. This is Jaime Lannister, and this is what do you call? What was his name? What was his name? His name was Joffrey. Yeah, Joffrey. Uh, Theon, but we all know this is so. What is here? Tywin Strait are carried by Cersei and Jaime. They both have a child, and that's Joffrey. Okay. So these are five types of inheritances. Now, let's code and we'll know for sure. So, the way you inherit a class in Java is just typing, just only typing the word extends. Okay, student is extending human. Okay, constructor for human is not defined. Okay, one thing I got to do. This is very important, guys. Okay, whenever you are extending a in whenever you are inheriting a class, okay, whenever you are doing a inheritance, what happens is your function, your constructor gets called. Okay, whenever you are referencing to the class, there will be a constructor calling. Okay, but here we have defined a constructor. We have not defined a default constructor, so we can do is human middle, just like that. Maybe it works now. See, this is also overriding. We're going to talk about it, but we have created a default what we have created a default constructor here. So we are saying whenever these things are not provided, just use this constructor. Okay, whenever name age is not provided, just use the simple constructor. Okay, so we are gonna give some default values to it. Okay, and default values is person one, his age is, let's do Woo. Okay, let's make him 23. And yeah, let's make him happy. Okay, so by default, the values are gonna be this. Okay, so students is inheriting from this guy, person one and all. Now, this student, okay, this student have all the features from human. Okay, these students will have all the features from human. Okay, let me show you. Not only talking, it's gonna have all the features from here. Okay, we have created this main method. Now what? We are gonna create a student. Okay, okay, give me students. Okay, students, it's gonna be, let's say, STU1. He's gonna be a new student, and let's close this. Okay, now this STU1. Okay, let's create some of his own methods, his own things. So, okay, a student is from a college. So, string college. Okay, let's see. The string college, we all are from, I don't know why, but we all are from here. Why is it giving me error? It's giving me error because I'm using single quotes. Whenever you are writing a string, you are supposed to use double quotes. And okay, we all are from this college. He'll have a section or he'll have a branch. Okay, so he'll have a branch. It's also gonna be like not string. He'll have a branch. Make this be small. He'll have a branch which is gonna be CSC. Okay, again, you know, Python habits don't leave you. Okay, now this student might have a function where he can change his branch. Okay, so change branch. Now what we are doing is okay, we are just doing a simple branch change for the student. What is here happening is branch this dot branch equals branch. Now what here has happened is the students this branch is gonna change. Okay, now this student will have these functions. Okay, he have a branch, he have a college. Okay, so we can okay, let's just create a main function. Okay, it's gonna be void print college, and it's gonna be like this dot out system dot out print lm. What are we gonna print here? Okay, guys, one thing I know that you guys are having a hard time understanding or spelling this code. Just try to assume what is gonna be the output. Okay, just try to assume what's gonna be output and just try to code it once. Either just watch it and just try to code it. Just change the variable names. Okay, just change the variable names whenever you are trying to just execute it. The best way of learning programming is doing it hands-on. Okay, so just perform it. Okay, so we are gonna print ln college, and we are gonna make another function. Let's copy paste to do instead of print college. we are gonna say print branch, and we are gonna say branch. And one thing you should know I have done wrong is not using this keyword. Okay, always use this keyword whenever you are doing the current state. Otherwise, it's gonna use the default state. Okay, and we never know what's inside the default state. Okay, so now what features will this student have? Okay, if I remove the access from the human branch. Okay, here the student is not a child from human. Okay, I have removed its inheritance from human. Okay, he's been this student class has been dismissed from his inheritance. There is no inheritance from human. Okay, so this stu1 guy, this first student, can do can change its branch, or can you know print its college, so like print branch. Okay, or okay, then he can change its let's see. What it can do, it can change its change branch. Okay, he's not happy from CSC, he's gonna go to civil. Okay, why I keep doing this? Okay, it's gonna go to this and he's gonna print it again. Like, now he's happy, he's in civil print branch. Okay, now it's gone. This code is gonna run complete. Okay, what happened? Yeah, this code is running fine. He's like, he's in CS, he is in this. Okay, but this student does not have a name. Okay, there is no name to this guy because we have not defined any name. Okay, name is for humans. Okay, there is no name for the student. But if I extend this, okay, if I extend this to human, what happens now is this student can inherit these features. Uh, it can have have a age. So for example, I can say what's your age. It will work because now it's what's your age is a feature of human, and I can access it here in student. Okay, if I run, it's going to print 23 there. Okay, yeah, you can see it's going to print 23 because 23 is the default age of human. You see, so this is how it works. See, this is how it works. So now we have inherited from here. Okay, now you can inherit from multiple classes like this. Uh, okay, one thing I want to check is, Steven, can I do human? No, that method human is not defined. What am I doing? I don't know. Okay, so let's go to super keyword now. Where is super? Here. Now, just for your reference, a super keyword is something. Okay, super keyword lets you do your parents' things. Okay, Mm, human. This will work. No. Cannot use super in a static context. Okay, what is that? Maybe. Oh, my bad. I can't write super here. Okay. It can't be used here, public static void, because the main function is static. That's why it was not working here. What I can do is, uh, void set. Okay. Okay, so what I can do is now, so I was just figuring out something. So, okay. So, guys, now what we are going to learn about the super keyword. Okay. Now, we might want to set properties for this student now. Okay. We might want to save its name. We might want to do this. Okay. So, what we can do here is we can we can use super keyword. Super keyword is just used to reference to this to its parents. Okay. Here I can go for human. Okay. For example, if I want to name the student, what I can do is name, comma, I need some age for the student. Okay. But, and also I need a boolean that is going to be a relation. Okay. So now you'll be like, what is the point of asking for this? Because in student, we don't have this now. But what super lets you do is super lets you reference the values from its parent. Okay. Now what I can do is, can I do this? Syntax error, super name. Okay, I can just reference them. Hmm, what am I doing? Print ln, cut this part. Okay, 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 okay. So guys, now we are going to talk about super keyword. Here you can see what a super keyword is. Super keyword is okay. Sometimes we are in our child class and we might want to access our parents' class variables. Okay, here you can see we are accessing our parents classes functions. Okay, but sometimes we might want to know the name. Okay, we still don't know the name of this human. Okay, we don't know what's its name. Okay, so super is the keyword that lets you reference to your parent class. Now what I can do here is, if I want its name. Okay, what I can say is void print name. What I can do is I can you okay, I got a print, so I'm gonna write system dot out. You all know system dot out dot print ln. Here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say super dot name. Now there is no name defined in this student's class, but name is defined up here in this Java class. Why is that important, textiles? In this human class, okay? Now we are extending this human class here. So it's gonna print the default name. Yeah, where is it? It's gonna print the default name for the human class, which is default name is person one. Okay, so if I come down here and I say stu1 dot print name, okay, so it's gonna print the name of person one. Continue, I don't know why. See, it's printing this person name's first name. This is how your super keyword lets you reference to the variables of your parent class. Okay, it you can only reference to the variables. You can't set the values of them. Okay, so that is the use of super keyword. Now let's see. We have talked about super. We have talked about this. Let's talk about access control. Okay. Now access control is a fun place. We all need access control. Let me just see where it is, where it is, where it is, where it is. Constructor, we have talked about methods, ops, and the static. Okay, we haven't talked about static. We'll talk about static first. Okay, I don't see access modifiers. Yes, they are. They are access modifiers. Access modifiers are those modifier are the keywords that lets you define the access for that particular class or a function. Okay, here you can see a private access modifier will not let anything be used out of that particular class. Okay, nothing in what is the member of a class won't be used outside the class. Okay, default method lets you specify access for at any level. Okay, by default access is only access is only given to a simple package in default. If we don't define a access specifier, it uses default specifier, which gives only access to the only the package. Okay, then comes protected. Protected lets your class exist only by the package you are writing code in. Okay, if I am writing code in this class, why is it opening my Telegram? In this package, if I use protected here, so I think it is going to give me an error. um, I what is the spelling? Pro okay, it's protected. Yeah, see, it's going to give me an error because of something. Class can't be this. But if I use this keyword here, I can only access human inside this file. Okay, that is what. And public means anywhere we can import that package and we can use that class. Okay, here you can see within class, we can access everywhere, private, public, private, default, protected, and everything. With private, we can't define within the package, we can't outside the package, only with protected and public, and outside the package, nowhere, only in public. Okay, so that is what it is. This is used for, you can create anything. Okay, for example, if I want to make this protected, I can. This will work. Okay, now this can be only used where? This can only be used inside these three. Okay, outside the package of the subclass, within the package, within the class. I can't use it outside the package. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, this is the use of access specifier. I can't use this keyword. Okay, I was referencing it like this. No, even if I extend to this class, I can't use this. Okay, let's private. If I say it's, if I make it private, you know, if I make it private, this won't be accessible because I can't access it here because this is private. Okay, I can access it only inside the class. This is used to make data secure and get you, you know, get the access controlled. This will give me an error. If I make it protected, it won't give me an error. You can see if I make it protected, it is not going to give me an error. But if I make it private, it is going to give me an error. See, not privately. Okay, now private, this means this can only be used inside here. It can't be used here. So hope you understand what I mean. Okay, we have talked about access specifiers as well. Okay, let's talk about final keyword. Okay, what is happening to my internet? Just a second, guys. Let me bring it up. Let's talk about the final keyword. Final keyword means it restricts the user access. Okay. Whenever you declare a final keyword, the value of it will stop changing. No, it won't change the value. If a method is final, it will stop overriding. If a class is final, it won't inherit. It stop inheritance. Okay, that is what the use of final keyword in short. Okay, it's not in our syllabus, but I'm just telling you. Okay, if I use a final keyword, the speed limit is 90, it won't change. It's a fixed value now. Okay, it will not change. This is what it is. Now let's talk about static keyword. We haven't talked about static keyword. It's a static keyword, and we are going to talk about static classes and static keyword. Okay, now here static keyword is mainly used for memory management. Now what that means is sometimes we in our classes we have variables whose value is same for almost most of the classes. Okay. um, okay, one thing that happens here. Okay, let me check tell you one thing. We have created this human class. Okay, sorry, let's talk about student class for a while. We have created the students class. Okay, we have created this one student, stu. Okay, what if I go and I create another of this? Okay, and another of this. There are now three students. Okay, now what is gonna happen in background in memory? This is gonna allocate memory for this variable, this variable, this variable, and this variable for three times for all five variables. Okay, for this, and this. It's gonna create memory for these five variables one time here, two times here, three times here. So it's consuming. Okay, let's consider every variable to consume 1 byte. Okay, so it's creating 15 bytes worth of storage. Okay, but one thing that is that all of us are studying in Chandigarh University, and our branch is mostly, CSC. So we all are studying in Chandigarh University. So why are we allocating Chandigarh University to three students three different times? Why don't we allocate one memory for everyone? Okay. So what we can do is we can create it in a static function. Now what happens is, okay, it's static way. So static should be accessed in a static way. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's talk about these errors as well. Okay, so now we have made this word static. So now what is happening in the background is whenever this class is called, okay, the first time this class is called, it's going to create a memory pool for the class. Okay, class never uses memory. Class is just a blueprint. It never allocates operating system never allocates a memory for the class. But when we use static keyword, it creates a memory pool where it stores the static variables, static functions, and static everything. Okay, it's gonna store the static value of it's gonna store this statically there. Okay, so whenever this student is gonna access this, it's gonna access it from the memory pool of the class. Okay, now it says that static variables should be accessed in a static way, which means it wants this function to be static. Okay, so now I provide this function, I make this function to be static. Now this function is also stored in that static memory pool of the class. Now, what is happening? It's saying it cannot use static keyword. Now, I've told you that this keyword, okay, this dot which we are using here, is giving the current state of that object. But now remember, under the static keyword, we don't have the object. Okay, it's not the object's memory; it's class's memory pool. Okay, so this keyword is not valid here because object is not having this is not showing the object now. This function is of that memory pool. So that does not have a state. So if I remove this, it's gonna take it directly from student's memory pool. So we don't use this keyword here because there is no state. I can change the value of college. Okay. Static doesn't mean a fixed value. I can change the value of college for everyone, but it's gonna be saved in a static memory pool. That is what static classes means. If a class is static, it is stored in that particular memory pool. Okay, everyone can access that memory pool. That is this. That's why we use static. Okay, if I use static protected static, so this can be this will happen. This means this variable is protected. This can't be used out of this function, this class, and that memory pool will be protected as well. So this is the use of protected. Okay, this is just we are not using. So we have talked about static keyword as well. So the same happens for static classes, static everything. Okay, they had a nice visual representation of it. Okay, they are also talking about static college. So here you can see these two objects are allocated memory in stack. So student one's memory, student two's memory, but they are not storing the college. Okay, the college is stored in class area, classes memory pool. This is stored, and they all are accessing college from there. This is what it is. This is how it works. Okay, this is how static memory works. Now let's talk about we have covered this. We have covered this. Let's talk about packages then. Let's talk about packages. Or we have talked about constructors, methods, class dynamics. We have talked about final keyword. Okay, we are about to talk about polymorphism. First, let's talk about packages. Then we're gonna go to this. Okay,
Guys,
packages. Guys, I hate battery powered things. I have recorded this video, and in the middle, my headphones they just went out of battery, so the whole audio was scrapped. So I am re-recording this, and now this is happening also. Okay, so we are going to talk about Java packages. Okay, consider a package as a collection of same classes, interfaces, or sub packages. Okay, uh, let's look at this tree. This will teach you everything. We talked about AWT now. In AWT, what is there? We have different classes. We have classes of components. We have classes of frames. We have classes of everything like buttons class, text fields class, different types of classes, checkbox class. All of those classes, when are packaged together, it is called as, when we ship them together to a developer, this is shipped as a package. Okay, that package is known as AWT. The same is with Java's util package, which consists of array classes, maps classes, and all of those classes. These are util classes. For language, we have system, we have string class in Java. When these are called subclasses, okay, AWT, util, and these are subclasses. When these subclasses are wrapped together and sent as a package, it is Java package. Okay? So a package is just a collection of the same, okay, same parts. Okay, now let's talk about the code for it. When you are wrapping up different classes together, just wrap them using a package keyword. Package like this, package my pack, and just declare it at the top. You don't have to wrap anything. Just declare it at the top with the package name, and you will then you can directly Java using this line you can create a package and just use it everywhere you want to use. Okay, that is Java packages. We don't have to talk about it much. So we have talked about Java packages. Now we are going to talk about the this thing, which is I think we have talked about adjustments. Now let's talk about Java polymorphism and the most overrated topics. People say that overloading, function overloading, method overwriting, they are the hardest parts. Well, they are the easiest parts, and we are going to talk about them. Okay, I think if we code, that will make more sense. Okay, first of all, let's just get an overview what function overloading is. Function overloading means changing the types of argument, number of arguments to redefine the function. Okay, if we change the number of parameters, we can use the same keyword, use the same name of the function again and again. For example, in our human class here, okay, in this human class, we might not want to, we are changing relationship status here. Okay, we are changing relationship status. Maybe I want to change the age, but I don't want to call every time. I don't want to use change the relationship, change age. Okay, my system should be, it should be intelligent enough to figure it out on its own. So what I will do is, I'll say void change again. Now, if I use this again, Boolean relation, and it is saying duplicate methods can't be used. So this is where function overloading comes in place. So I've told you about two types of function overloading. In one, what we do, we change the number of arguments. Okay, here there is only one argument. I'm going to provide it another argument that is going to be age. Okay, now this is valid now. Okay, this thing is now valid. So I can do this. Okay, it's a relationship, not a relation. I can do this and this. Okay, here my function will automatically change the age and the relationship status. Okay, but I can again do the same. Okay, I can say change uh, int age. Okay, so maybe I don't want to change the relationship status at all. I just want to change the age. So I can do this. Sorry. Age equals age. Now, what is happening here? This change is going to change the relation. This function is going to change the relationship and age both. This is going to change the age. Now, if I come down here, okay, this branch, okay, I'm going to remove all of this thing. And I am just going to create one student, not two. Okay, what this stu1 I am going to do is I'm going to change. Okay, okay. Shall we do it in the human class itself? I don't know. Change will to okay, to one dot change. Yeah, change works here. Okay, so I want to change. If I want to change relationship, I'll say relation false. Okay, the relation can be resolved to a variable. Okay, my bad. If I say false, it's gonna change relationship. Okay. If I say to one dot change, mm, you know, relation to false and age to it was 28 by default now. By default it was 28, but I'm gonna change it to my age. Maybe I want to change just the age. Okay, I change it to 19. I can change the age to just the age. I'll say I am 12 years old. So now what is happening? It's gonna change here. It's just gonna change the relationship status. Here it's gonna change the relationship and age. Here it's gonna do this. Okay, let me create a function where everything is printed. Okay, what's your age? What's your relation? Void details. Okay, void details is gonna print everything there is to know about this person. So it will be system dot out println name plus Ayush. Okay, sorry, not Ayush. It's gonna be this dot name, comma. My bad. System cannot be resolved. So, okay, my bad. System. I can't use this here. Okay, plus I'm going to do this. String can't be converted into an int. Okay, will this work? My bad. Okay, I'm just gonna print this name. Control C, Control VB. Okay, three things. Age and let's say relationship. Okay, this should all be this. I keep forgetting. Okay, if you do Control Shift I on your keyboard, it is just gonna make your code beautiful. Okay, so in between, I'm just gonna say to one dot. What was the function name? I forgot the function name. It's details. Details. Control C, Control V, and Control V. Okay, I'm gonna set it to true by default. Okay. Okay, by default, let's make it true because of okay. So by default, our person's name is person one, age is 23, and relationship is 23. And relationship is true. What I am gonna do here is when I run this, yeah, continue. Okay, now what is happening here? The person name is person, default is 21, and we have changed the status from true to false. Default was true, we have changed it to false. Now, after that, it changed the relationship status to true again, and his age to 19. Okay, somehow its age is decreasing. Then we have changed the age to 12 here, and its relationship status is still true. This is how it works. This is function overloading. Now, what function overriding is? Now you can see this it is changing the way we are doing this. Now function overriding means redefining some function. Okay, here we are using this. What's your relation? Okay. Instead of what's your relation, let's see. Mm, what's your relation? Is there any function that a person might really want to change in it? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's create a function like which we can overload. Okay, let's just overload. What's your age? Here it is just printing its age now. From here, okay, what's your? Okay, what's your is just printing here age. It's just printing the age. Okay, it is in class human and it's printing age. Now class student is extending human. So what I can do is I'll say void what's your, and I can just go and I can override this function. I'll say system uh, overridden. Now what is happening here? If a person calls it from for human class, okay, for human class it's gonna print the age. What's your function is gonna print the age, but for student it's gonna print it will print student, it's gonna print a student. Okay, when student is calling this function, it's gonna print overridden, means maybe okay, here for an example. Okay, you have a class where mm, you might have a function that checks the grades for students. Okay, you have a teacher class. Okay, you have an employee class where employee can perform some certain actions. Okay, okay. You have an accounts class which every employee have, but only accounts persons can really check the accounts. So for other classes, we can override that function and we can say you don't have access for it. That's why we use overriding. Okay, overriding means we are going to change the inner working of the same function for different classes. Okay, that is function overriding. There's nothing good to show you there in that over here because our examples were lame. Okay, I'll completely teach you this complete oops in some other language and with real world examples. Okay, I'll show you my codes as well. So that is there. So we have covered Java polymorphism. Now, one thing, you know, just a sec. I forgot what is runtime polymorphism. Okay, just a, yeah. Okay, runtime polymorphism is overriding over when you override methods, that is runtime polymorphism, and when you when you overload a function, that is compile time. That is compile time polymorphism is when you over load the functions, and when you override them, it is runtime polymorphism. I don't know why it's like that. It never makes sense to me. Why are we complicating the things that are always easy? Why are we making these things chemistry, but these are jargons which we have to deal with. So just keep it there. Don't worry. When just remember, whenever you are overriding a function, it's runtime polymorphism, and whenever you are overloading a function, that is compile time polymorphism. Okay, that is it. Again, the easier ways in function overloading, you are changing the function here, but in over okay, it doesn't make sense. Okay, we have covered this as well. Now we have covered we have covered static classes. Did we? I think we have covered static classes. Have we? I don't remember because of the two videos. I am a little swamped right now. I don't know if we have covered it or not. We have covered super. We have controlled access controls. We have controlled this, and we have controlled polymorphism as well. Let's talk about abstract classes now. Okay, abstract classes is one of those things that you really can't see the implementation of. Abstract classes means you can see the implementation, but on a bigger scale, it's really hard to show its examples on short scales. Okay, so there are two things: abstract classes and interfaces. So abstract classes means hiding the inner working of a method or a class from a user. Okay, just for an overview, abstract class means you will show only the data that is relevant to the user. Okay, you will only show the return to data from a function. Okay, you won't show what is happening inside. That is what abstract classes and abstract functions in Java means. That is abstraction, process of hiding the implementation and showing the only the functionality that a user needs. Okay, just showing essential things. There are two ways to achieve abstraction in Java. One is interfaces. They are 100% 100% abstract, 100% they hide 100% of the data. Whereas if you use abstract classes, you can go from 0 to 100. You can show some of data and you can't. It depends on you what you want to use. My throat is so sticky right now. So points to remember, it's really important. Okay, you abstract class is always declared with an abstract keyword. Okay, you have to use an abstract keyword. Even if you are declaring a function, you have to use abstract keyword in it. Okay, abstract classes can have abstract functions or non-abstract function as well. Okay, you can have non-abstract methods in abstract classes. I call methods functions because I come from Python. And abstract classes cannot be initiated. Okay, you can't create an instance of an abstract class. You can just call it. In Python, if you say a type of, it comes if you print if you print a pointer, or if you print some memory block, or if you print a class. If you print a class, it says it is an instance of that, but that is not possible in abstract classes. Okay, you can't print the instance. And it can have constructors and static methods as well. And it can have final methods as well. Okay, this is the way you create an abstract class, and this is the way you create an abstract method in Java. Okay, you just use abstract keyword in front of it. Don't worry much about it. You just need to know that it's a way of hiding inner workings, and you don't have to care much about it. Then comes interfaces in Java. Interface is a blueprint of a class. Okay, it means that there are some static things that you want to use, okay, in your program. For example, just a sec. If we go to abstract class here and we scroll real down here, this is the interface. Interface means you are gonna say that these functions are gonna be you inherit an interface. A class can implement a interface. Okay, not inherit, it can implement an interface. For example, you say that interface A will have following four functions, and they'll do something, something, and something. Okay, these functions do not have a body, but they can have a body as well. So these function will be using for something and something. You are going to perform some actions using them. Okay, and those functions are implemented by class B. Okay, so what is happening inside this won't be given to B. Okay, what is happening inside these functions are not a concern of B. B just implements them. B just calls these functions. Okay, so that is what abstract interfaces are. Okay, if I go to the definitions of interfaces, let me just go slide up quick and let's see. The definition of interfaces, that is a blueprint of a class. It has static and constant methods and abstract methods. Okay, these won't be shown to it. Interface is just a mechanism of achieving abstraction in Java. There can be only abstract methods in Java interfaces. Okay, it cannot have okay, sorry, I was wrong before. It cannot have method body. It is just gonna say the name of the function, and then you later on in the body in the class implement the function, and it achieves total abstraction. It is also a ISA relation. I don't know what this thing is. Okay, let's Google it. Okay, it is just a relationship when a class inherits another class. My throat, it's okay. The way of calling an interface is this: you just use interface keyword and then write the name, and then here you declare the constant fields, the abstract methods, and the different methods. Okay, that's it. These are interfaces. Just remember the difference between them. The differences, they have quite nicely done this. Abstract classes can have abstract and non-abstract methods. This can have only abstract methods. It supports multiple. It do not support multiple inheritance. Okay. In Java, abstract classes do not support multiple inheritance, whereas interfaces support multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance again is where you are inheriting from more than two parents. Okay. That and abstract classes can have final, non-final, static keywords, but it can only have static and final keywords. It cannot have it cannot have non-final keywords or non-static keywords. Okay, it needs to have either a static or a final variable. You can't use other variables in such this, and it must be declared using abstract keyword, and this must be declared using interface keyword. And yeah, you just come here and read this difference, okay? Yeah, it is important. And we have covered abstract classes as well. We have covered, I think, static. Did we cover static? I think, yeah, we have covered static classes as well. My bad. Okay, this is done. Okay, let's talk about wrapper classes. We have done interfaces as well. Let's talk about wrapper classes. Where are wrapper classes? Okay, wrapper classes are simple. Wrapper classes means if you want to convert a primitive data type into an object, you use the wrapper class. Okay. No, sorry. If you want to convert a primitive wrapper class into a object, you use a wrapper class. Or otherwise, if you want to convert an object into a primitive data type, you use a wrapper class. There is two things. One is autoboxing and unboxing. Okay. Autoboxing means when you go from object to primitive, it is gonna somehow box it. Somehow it's gonna fix it, and it's gonna create it into a primitive data type automatically. It's not gonna convert it into primitive data type. It's just gonna create it into some primitives. And if you unbox a primitive, it's gonna give you an object. That is what it means. Okay. Use of wrapper classes are given here. It means you can read this. I am gonna see if I find anything that is worth explaining. Now my throat is really scratchy. Okay, change the value method and all. You should come and read this once, okay? That is all. For synchronization, we use wrapper classes. For serialization, for converting the data into, for converting a state of an object into text file or that, we use these for those. Okay, here is primitive data, primitive types for Boolean. We use this wrapper class for character. We use character class. Okay, and this is how it happens. If I want to convert this integer into a into an object of integer, I we use this function, which is from here. We use value of a, and it's going to convert it into a integer object. If I want to convert a integer, which is this, into a int, I use a int value, and it's going to convert it into a integer. Okay, it's some of higher level languages. We it is used, you're rarely going to use it, maybe in good code or somewhere you might use it, but I don't know. I haven't never used this wrapper thing ever. Okay, so this is, we have covered this as well. And I think we have covered everything for Java. If you want anything, we can do this later. If you want, codes, I will give you an external PDF. But for now, we have covered Java, everything in Java, whatever is required for your theory exams. So all the best for your exams, ace. And even if you are not studying for exams, learn Java. It's a good language. A little old, 1995, I think. 19 yeah, Java was started in 1995. It's been few years. In Sun Microsystems, it was developed in 1999. Oracle subsidiary. And yeah, used for developing Android apps, these apps, that apps. I used to have that Samsung phone. It used to come with some games, and those are also written in Java. I remember that logo from there. So good to have such a nice audience. Chalo. Okay, guys, all the best again. Bye bye.